Welcome to yoga. We'll hit play on that playlist, the June 2021 transformation in 3, 2, 1, play. All right. We're going to have a seat on either your bolster or your blocks. And sitting either with your legs crossed in front, or you can be on top of your shins, but we'll be here for quite a little while. So get cozy in a strong seat. And rock your pelvis forward and back until you feel openness in your low back and not so much compression. And I want you to start feeling a little more connected right at your belly button and deep to that in your womb and the little one inside of you, either with your hands at your belly, or you can just rest them on your thighs. If it feels safe for you, you can shut down the eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Again, breathe in through your nose. Let it lengthen your spine. Exhale and release any tension you feel in your root at your pelvic floor. Last time, breathe in. And exhale out. Bringing your lips together, find a cycle of breath. Coming in and out of your nose, perhaps at a 4 or a 5 count to match on inhale and exhale. And as your eyes are closed and you're centering your breath, take that inward gaze towards your third eye center. Notice if you're feeling any tension around your head, anywhere from the front or all the way down to the back. Then you can start to pay attention to those thoughts floating through your head. Maybe you have repetitive thoughts that keep gnawing at you, or you have the floaty, nice thoughts that come through every once in a while, that pop in when you're trying to stay focused. And just remember, you are the person that's noticing the thoughts, right? So as soon as you separate yourself from it, you can just watch them slide by one at a time, like a little slideshow. Letting them pass through so that you can actually become present. And if it helps, start focusing on your breath even deeper, listening to the sound of it, the feeling of it hitting your nostril on both sides. And feeling it come through your throat and back out your nose. Notice the tops of your shoulders, and if you're carrying any weight, slowly start to melt your shoulders down and see if you can pull your collarbones really broadly so you start to feel a stretch in your chest. Doesn't have to be a lot of effort, but making these tiny tweaks. Take that awareness deeper into your belly again. And seeing if there are any other body sensations that are talking back to you. Even the ones in your ankles or toes, soles of your feet. Remember that your body has a lot to say. So while you move through this practice, just be that listener, be that watcher, honoring those boundaries, making any modifications that you need to. Take one more breath here. And taking your arms down off your thighs towards your mat. Get this little stretch across your elbows as you straighten them and ignite your triceps. Maybe your fingertips touch the ground, maybe they don't. You can start to work your fingers back, start to notice any lines of tightness across your arms, your chest, even into your hands as you stretch your fingertips back and extend at your wrists. And just take a deep breath in, deep breath out. And inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Feel your waistline lengthen. Exhale, pull your hands in towards your heart. And let your wrists come all the way down, as far down as you can make them. Stretching into the underside of your wrists. Let your elbows come up, but notice if your shoulders are starting to creep up, keep them anchored down. And while you hold this shape with your hands, tilt your chin in towards your chest and start to feel out the top of your shoulders and the back of your neck as you sway your head from left to right. Keep your chest broad, even though your hands are still kind of pushing together. And then bring your head back to the center, lift your head up, and breathe in, reach high. Exhale, hands can separate out to the sides, and then we'll bring the tops of the hands together. So your fingernails will touch, the top of your wrists or your hands will touch. And now keep the hands high and let your elbows come down. So I like to just rest my hands, my thumbs right into my sternum. And see if you feel this opening on the top side of your wrists. And this time, let's do a pure side bend in the head. So leaning your right ear over to the right shoulder, let the left one drift down. So now you're breathing more into the side of your neck. You can even look down at your elbow and then look up, getting more into the front of your neck. And then lift your head back to the center. Let's try the other side, left ear down. Settle the shoulders. Look at your left elbow. And look up at the ceiling slightly. You're just tilting your chin at small degrees. Feeling into your neck. And then bring your head back to the center. You can release your arms and just circle out your wrists, or if it feels good to shake, you can shake. Maybe you make some fists and open your hands, stretching into the hands. Okay. Last thing together, we're gonna play up into the elbow. So plant your palms down and then spin your fingertips out so that your fingers are facing you. And if it feels okay, you can lift up and off your block or your bolster to first straighten out your elbows and then lean back and sit back. From here, I want you to play with gathering your baby or your belly closer to your spine. So from the side, taking a breath in, breathing out, round into your back, hug your belly in, chin it towards your chest. Feel that stretch in your forearms. Inhale, relax it. Coming to a neutral spine. Exhale, round as much as you can, pulling in using your transverse abdominis, especially your low belly. Inhale, coming forward, just relax the shoulders again, down your back. Exhale, find that tuck of your pelvis. Pull in using that low TA. Breathe in and come back. You can flip the palms around again. Let's straighten out the legs in front of you. You can anchor down into your sits bones, move the flesh out of the way. I want you to circle out your ankles and pull your toes back up towards your face. Take a breath in, sweep your arms out wide and high to the sky. Exhale, lean forward, make as much room as you need to for your belly. You can grip onto whatever you can. If it's your ankles or your shins or even your feet, I want you to notice the climbing up of your shoulders. Again, pull them down, keep the collarbones broad. You can keep the heart up for a second, noticing the backs of your legs. And squeeze your shoulder blades together before you let your entire spine round. Just check in with your back body if you feel this in your calves, behind your knees. If they are behind your knees, just bend your knees slightly or let off just a touch. I want you to focus on feeling this in your hamstrings, your low back, even again around your shoulders and neck. Give yourself 4 big breaths. Perhaps getting a little bit closer. Use a full inhale to rise back up with your spine. Okay, take your right leg. Let's bend that knee out and just plant the inside of your foot on your left thigh. You're gonna take your left hand across your body to the top of your thigh, or if you can reach it, your knee. Inhale, sweep your right arm up to the sky. Exhale, find a side bend with a slight little twist to the right. You're reaching forward towards your foot. We're gonna give you a different angle and be like this. Feeling this underneath side of your arm into your lats and your waistline, all the way into your hip. If you lean back with your right shoulder or keep pulling with your left arm to get your right ribs over your left, you'll feel more of this side body stretch. But if you want to collapse into it a little bit, you can, feeling out the back of your left shoulder more. And then inhale, rise all the way back up. You're going to take that right leg and stamp your foot down into the ground. Left hand will reach back behind you for the floor. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Exhale, take a pure seated twist. Open twist. Right arm will go on the inside of your right thigh. Allow your left shoulder to drop down. Breathe in and sit up a little bit taller. Exhale, look all the way over your left shoulder. One more time. Inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. Exhale and circle them all the way back behind you. If you can reach for the floor, start to walk yourself back so you can lean back. You're going to take your left leg, cross it over your right thigh. And even if you are sitting on a bolster, if you start to walk yourself up, you'll feel more of this stretch into your left hip. You can sway out this seated figure 4 to find a good spot for you. You could also just ditch the bolster block that you're sitting on if you want to. Keep pulling your left toes up towards your face. Promise we'll get more of that later. Nice. Go ahead and lean back again. Uncross the left and straighten out the right. Put the left sole of your foot on your inner right thigh. Okay. Now your left knee is out. Right arm will reach across. Breathe in and sit up tall. Left arm swings up and over towards your right foot. So again, the more you lean back, the more of this stretch and twist you'll get into your waistline, which is definitely important as we're making more room. Or you can round into your spine slightly and really lean back into the right shoulder to feel that backside opening up. Use your inhale to come back up. Rising strong, stand or sit. And let's take the left knee to point up towards the sky. Closer the heel is, the better for now, just for a lot of flexion in the knee. Reach your right arm back, left arm up to the sky. Exhale, cross it in front of your thigh and twist to your right. Inhale, lengthen out through your crown. Exhale, twist to the right. Last one. Breathe in to center. Okay, you can reach both arms back, just crawl your fingertips back and cross the right leg in front of the left. And then you can crawl yourself back up, prop your chest up. Keep pulling the right toes up towards the knee. You can go side to side with your hips or with your legs. And see where you feel the most sensation in your right hip. And just hold that for a few beats. One more. Make it full. Bend your elbows or lean back. Uncross your right ankle. Now, I want you to pull your feet a little bit wider so your toes can turn out some. If you can lean forward and still stay down in this squat, that's fine and great. If you need more of a lift or something more firm, you can take a seat on blocks. Okay, so trick for this one, you're gonna lean back a little bit and I want you to take your hands behind you. They don't have to interlace or anything, but you want to keep the tops of your hands kind of glued in right at the top of your pelvis or your low back. And maybe you go one at a time to start. You're going to lean forward and tuck your elbow on the inside. It's okay if your hand bends or your wrist is a little bent like this. It's kind of like you're sassy. Okay. So just so you can see from the side. One elbow is going to go in on the inside, followed by the other. And the more you squeeze in with your legs, the more you'll feel a stretch on the back side of your shoulder in your rotator cuff, which is what you were just using to push into your twists. Maybe you feel this all in your inner thighs or your knees, your ankles. Again, I want you to feel and connect to your low belly. Or even notice what happens if you drop your head down. This is a pretty big stretch. And we'll do one more breath. Slowly you can take one elbow out at a time, taking your wrists out. You can roll the shoulders up towards your ears as you breathe in. Exhale, roll them back. One more time. Okay, shift off so that you can make it onto all fours. Switching all the things out of the way. Okay. Shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Let's just tuck the toes under to stretch out the feet to start. Inhale and lift your tail high to the sky. Pull the shoulder blades down, open up through your throat, and send your jaw forward like you're giving yourself an underbite. Exhale and stay. Breathe in again, noticing your belly. Exhale and engage that TA again. Round your spine as much as you can. Try and connect your tail to your forehead. And breathe in, come back down to the extension, babies in a hammock. Jut your jaw forward. Just stretch out your throat and neck. Exhale and round, round, round. One more time, breathe in. Take your sits bones high. Jaw forward, maybe eyes closed. Exhale, pull your low belly up and in. Breathe in and come back to a neutral spine. Okay. Left hand will stay down. Inhale, right arm spins up. You can let your hips sway with you to the right and circle out your wrists both directions a couple times. And notice the more you lean back, if you again feel that stretch across your chest or your arms. When you breathe out, sweep your right arm underneath you. Lower down onto the back of your shoulder for a twist. Your left arm can stay right by your face or stretch it long towards the top of the mat. Or you can start to try hand behind the back. And instead of going for your hip or your thigh, let's keep reaching it up towards your head along your spine. And take 3 breaths here. Bring your left hand back down by your face. Inhale, right arm comes up to the sky. Exhale and plant that hand down. Easy switch out. Inhale, left arm comes all the way up. Circle out your wrist as your hips sway to the left. Go both directions. Engage your shoulder blades down. One more breath in. Breathe out. Come all the way down onto the back of your left shoulder. Look to the right. Right hand can stay or lengthen towards the top of your mat. Or you can take your arm behind your back. And instead of going for your inner left hip, maybe try sliding your hand up as high up your spine as you can, while still trying to get the right ribs over the left. Last breath. Release the right arm down by your face. Inhale, left arm comes all the way up to the sky. Exhale and plant your hand down. Now let's bring the knees a little closer together so they're underneath your hips, and your feet can be flat or you can keep the toes tucked under, up to you. You're gonna sit back onto your heels and stack yourself up, shoulders over your hips. Okay, last thing for the shoulders for now. Okay, breathe in and open up your arms nice and wide. Exhale, right arm will come underneath the left. And you can hold on to the left arm or you can intertwine the arms all the way. Okay, now let's work with the breath, work with the entire body. Inhale, let's lift the elbows, send your hips forward, giving your glutes a little squeeze. Exhale and come down. Keep sending your prayer, your hands forward. Inhale, rise. Hips come underneath you, under your shoulders, elbows lift. Exhale, come all the way back down. Nice and settled. So obviously it'll be a little bit more challenging if you're all the way down on the tops of your feet. One more time on this side. Breathe in to reach. Exhale to sit. Now this time, breathe in, sit up, release your arms, reach all the way up to the sky. Exhale to switch, left arm underneath. Make your bind. Take a breath in as your elbows come up and your hands go forward. Exhale, have a seat. Stay connected to your low belly and back. So you're giving yourself a little hip hinge, right? To come all the way up as you breathe in. Exhale to sit low, as if you're getting into chair pose. Inhale, come all the way up. Tailbone down, belly in. Exhale to sit. Inhale, and let's release the arms. Take a big reach overhead. Exhale and pull the elbows out wide. Stay broad in your chest, tailbone down, and gather the baby in. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, go slow as you come down onto your hands. Take your knees out wide, toes together, hips back onto your heels. Relax your spine or relax your head. Let your elbows bend out. Just soften around the shoulders. You can always take your face to look one way to stretch out your neck. Through another rotation. Taking 2 more breaths on this side. Noticing your hips. Or see if you can connect to your pelvic floor here. And what it's doing. Turn your head over if it's turned. Every breath in should feel like a softening or a melting of the pelvic floor. And every exhale should feel like a stabilizing support. Not gripping, but just subtly coming up to meet your breath. Bring your head back to the center and stretch your arms really long. I want you to feel the length all the way from your tail or your sits bones through your waist, your underarms, all the way to your fingertips. Keep that stretch, keep that pressure going. And breathe in, climb yourself back up to all fours. You're gonna lower down onto your left side. Hopefully you guys have this space for this one. Okay, we'll make do. You guys can figure out a stagger if you're practicing with someone. Okay, come all the way down onto your elbow. Your head can stay propped. I want you to find some balance on your left side. So you should feel that hip bone, the outer hip bone. On the outside, that's actually your femur. If you point your toes in slightly and have a little space in your heels, so it's kind of like your left ankle is hovering and then your right leg is still kind of hovering too. Okay, feel this little internal rotation of your thighs, right? And you can use this top hand to help balance. Once you find that settled position, I want you to take a big breath in. Big breath out, lift your right leg as high up as you can to feel this inner thigh stretch or even hamstring stretch. Ooh, balance. Inhale and lower your leg back down nice and slow. Exhale and pull your knee wide and bring it up towards your right shoulder and hold right there and really anchor down through that left foot. You have to pull your toes up towards your face. Maybe you take your right arm and hook it around your right shin. And give yourself this little stretch. Maybe you circle out the right ankle. Notice this connection from underneath your thigh at your knee all the way through your pelvic floor and to your left hip. Last breath. And then I want you to feel a little more connected to your obliques during these next few moves. Kind of a Jane Fonda-y move. Okay, inhale, let's lengthen the leg back out, long spine. Exhale, pull the legs straight up towards the sky. Pulling the toes up. Inhale, lower the leg down. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Nice and wide. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, pull it up straight. Inhale, lower. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale, make that leg long. Exhale, one more time to the top, straight leg. Inhale, straight. Exhale, pull it up. Nice. Inhale, let's find that straight leg. And you can slowly come up onto your elbow, hug your knees in. Let's find a seat again. And just come into your center. Okay, let's cross the legs the other way, depending on how you were crossed before. Okay, take a breath in and reach up through both arms. Exhale, take a side bend over to your right. Feel the left side open up. Inhale, both arms high to the middle. Exhale, left arm down, reach up and over with the right, staying anchored. One more time to each side. Inhale, find a long center. Exhale, right arm down. Inhale, float back up. Exhale, left hand down. Now inhale, come all the way over to your right side. When I'm underneath this countertop at the house, I feel like no one can see me. I'm a little dark shadow. Okay, come all the way down onto your forearm or your entire arm. And again, find this little adjustment, right? So you have to find this stack of your hips. If you're too far back, you might fall all the way back. If you're too far forward, you're gonna fall all the way forward. So getting right on top of that hip for a second, and then find that internal rotation of your thighs so your quads start to turn on and feel long and lengthened and inspired. Okay, take a breath in. Exhale, pull the left leg high up as you can go. Use your core to get there too, right? Not just your leg. Inhale, lower the leg down. Exhale, let's pull the knee up towards the shoulder and pause right there. Keep kicking out through your right heel. And if you want to, you can hook your thigh and your shin with your left arm, really pulling it towards your waistline. Not necessarily trying to squish the baby around or anything, but hopefully you feel this around your glutes. And you can again connect to this line that goes through and across your center, through and across your root. Last breath. And then for a few movements, inhale, lengthen your leg out. Find that connection of toe to toe, inner thigh strength, quads turned on. Exhale, pull the leg straight up over your hip. Inhale, lower down. Go nice and slow. Exhale, knee towards your shoulder. Hopefully you can grab some sort of touch. Inhale, lower. Exhale, pull it up straight. Inhale, come back down. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale, find that straightened leg. Exhale, keep it straight as you pull it up. Inhale, legs together. Exhale, pull the knee wide. Inhale, find that straight leg. Get that internal thigh turn on. And then you can bend your knees, relax, pull yourself up onto your side. Take your time coming to a seat again. Now you're gonna sit up tall. This time, again, having some room. Spread your legs up nice and wide. Okay, you can use your hands to help push your pelvis forward or grab your bolster, your blocks, and go ahead and have a seat. Okay, anchor down through your heels, pull the toes up towards your kneecaps, and feel those kneecaps turn on slightly. You need to keep your hands behind you to activate that push, that's okay. Take a breath in and a breath out, hinge forward at your hips. And now notice that entire line from the inner thighs, maybe and all the way down to your ankles, across to your pubic bone. You can start to crawl yourself forward. We're going to be here for a good 5-6 breaths. So make them slow. If you want to relax your head, feel the difference in your body there. Last one. Breathe in to sit yourself up nice and tall. And keep your legs as they are. Reach up so that your arms are at center. Exhale, take one more side bend over to your right. Your elbow can go out on the inside of your thigh. Your hand can also just cradle your head so that your head and neck feel supported. If your arm likes to reach and grab for your foot, you can do that too. While you're here, I do want you to think about working your TA. So not just belly button to spine, but really pulling your low belly. So with a lot of yoga pants nowadays, not that they're high-waisted, I want you to go right where the seam is and think about activating that line and pulling baby and lifting up towards your head so that there's less pressure on your bladder and your pelvic floor. Last breath here. Use your bottom hand to help you up. Inhale, rise. Both arms reach. Exhale, left arm comes down, inside. To start, maybe you stay with arm reaching or you can cradle your head. Again, playing with the low belly activation. Staying committed to supporting your center, your abdominal wall. Getting the low ribs involved too, activating them towards your hip bones. That gets your obliques. Stay anchored down in your right hip. And breathe in, rise all the way up. Take a big reach with your arms. This is a challenge. Exhale, pull the elbows wide. Challenge for me, I should say. Gather your shoulder blades behind you. Stay as propped up as you can. Staying upright and stretched. One more breath in. Good. Exhale, just relax the arms. You can circle them out, make your arms a little bit more like wings. You can use your hands to gather your legs together. Bring your hands behind you and gently windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Get that stagnant energy out of there. Okay. So coming back to this centered position with hands behind you, let's keep the right foot down. Left ankle will go across the thigh, and you're gonna lower the right knee down until the entire shin touches. And I want you to keep yourself upright to start, keeping the knee grounded so it's supported on the inside of your knee, and just start to lean back a little bit. And the more you tilt your tailbone down, the more you'll feel this big stretch in your hip joint itself. Doesn't have to be big. And if it's too pinchy, you could always take the left ankle off and just stretch the hips right there. big internal rotation to match the big external rotation that's happening on the left side, right? So now, if you're still hooked, take the left ankle off, start to sit yourself up. You can semi-straighten the right leg, but you don't have to. Try leaning over your left shin. So it's nothing super fancy. It's a modified pigeon. Indian, they call it deer pose. So focusing on the left glute again, one more time. Notice your shoulders, how you're carrying yourself. Always welcome to take blocks or a block underneath you. And then take a breath in, come all the way back up. Leaning back. Let's take both legs straight up. And then right ankle will cross in front. Let's heel toe the left leg out so that your entire shape can come down until the inner left knee is down. And then you can lean back. Get your tailbone to come underneath you. So again, it's like you're trying to hug your baby towards your spine, your low back, your pelvis. And feeling what you feel on the inside of the hip joint itself. Right? Feel free to hook. I still feel it right there too. And then you can slowly work your way back up. Let's shift the right leg a little bit forward. You can semi-straighten the left leg. Get yourself to line up your left shoulder with your left ankle and lean forward. Use blocks underneath the elbows. Nice job. 2 more. Lean yourself back up. Take those 2 blocks. Set them up for your bolster. If you still like lying flat on your back, you still can. You can swing the legs around, scoot your hips to the end of the bolster and slowly lean yourself back. Okay. Let's go hands on the belly, and tucking them underneath your yoga pants is perfectly fine. Right? That way you don't have to work on holding your arms there. You can relax your legs straight, long, or bring the soles of the feet together if you want more of that. I want you to take these last few moments, breathing in stillness. You don't have to control the breath any longer, but I want you to feel the energy of your hands on your belly. Giving yourself some appreciation for making it onto your mat. Savoring the quiet moment, making mental snapshots. Start to connect to the power that you have within you as a birther. how amazing that your body has this ability to transform life, to transform tiny cells into a being. You are the definition of transformation and creation. Savor that power and capability for a couple more breaths. And if you feel ready, deepen your breath even further. Move your fingers, your toes, rub your belly. Put a hand on the heart and rub. Let yourself be guided out intuitively. That means taking a full stretch with your arms up overhead, or bending your knees and rolling over to a side first. Take that time, and I'll meet you in a seat. Once you're there, stack your spine up nice and tall. Bring your hands into your heart space. Finding some gratitude again for yourself for showing up, making the time. To close the practice, let's take a breath in through the nose. And an open mouth exhale to give it all back. Thank you again so much. From my heart to yours, namaste.